all, fear none.
Into the upper deck.
Intensity is not a perfume.
Oh, mercy.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What a win to start a two-game series up in New York as the O's beat the Mets 11-2. The offense was great and the pitching was right there with it. Welcome to MASN All Access Extra. I'm your host, Paul Mancano, as we bring in Jim Hunter to break this one down. Jim, we've had you on just about for every one of John Means' starts, and this one was the best of the bunch. 6 strong innings from the lefty tonight.
You know, thank God he finally won a game, because I'm telling you, if this got back to him, they're so superstitious, it would have been my fault. But I thought the telling sign was actually in the bottom of the first, because the leadoff man got on, then he got the double play ball, and then he got Michael Conforto, who's a very good hitter, to roll over on an off-speed pitch and hit a weak ground ball for an out. And just like a 3-batter inning, and the inning was over. His pitch count was very good. His last inning, he had, 26 pitches in the last inning, but he got through the 6 innings and only allowed the run. He had that long stretch where he had retired, 12 in a row, and really was on his game tonight. And even as Ben McDonald was saying, the changeup is going to get better. You and I have been talking about this each start. The more regular work he gets and he stays in his routine, the repertoire is going to be there. And I thought it was also encouraging for him that he got a lot of swings and misses on the fastball, which means the breaking ball and the changeup are in the hitter's head, that they can't catch up to that. So overall, a very good start and very consistent with the pitch count.
Yeah, just 3 hits, 1 earned run allowed for John Means in 6 innings tonight. He was spectacular. And then on the offensive side, the O's hit 4 homers, and DJ Stewart continues to mash his 4th homer in the last 3 games. Jim, what is leading to this guy's hot weekend?
You know, I think it comes down to opportunity. Now, here's a guy who was here prior, wasn't playing very well, wasn't hitting very well, really still hasn't reached his potential. Unfortunately, last year, the injuries got in the way, but off he goes to the alternate site. And before you know it, there's an opportunity here. Austin Hayes gets hurt, Chris Davis gets hurt, and he's called up. And, you know, Paul, one thing we have to remember about this club, all the players on the active roster and those at Bowie hoping to get called up like Kramer did the other day, and how good was he? They're not looking at this that this is a rebuild. They're looking at this like, hey, wait a minute, we're half a playoff spot, and we're not supposed to be anywhere close to this. Plus, they're trying to show the powers that be that they should be counted on, looking at the roster breakdown and the roster construction for next year. And a guy like DJ Stewart, let's not forget, when he was drafted, it wasn't a very high first-round pick because the Orioles had played well the year before. But when they drafted him, he was regarded as the best college hitter available at that time in that draft. He really hasn't shown that as a pro, but he's always had the potential. And it's nice to see that he's on a little bit of a home run tear, working the count very well. He got a pitch to hit, didn't miss it. And again, the opportunity really is the equalizer with a lot of these players, and I think DJ is on that list.
And another Orioles former first-rounder tonight, Ryan Mountcastle. He went deep with a 2-run homer. His OPS is still over 1, still hitting about 340 on the season. And then you had Rio Ruiz, whose average continues to climb, and he had a 3-run homer. Feels like when this offense clicks, it can be one of the best in the AL East, maybe in the American League, Jim.
Well, you know, I was looking at Ryan's numbers, and in just the last 4 games, he's 6 for 14, 2 home runs, and 8 RBIs in those 4 games. And he also has an RBI in 4 consecutive games. Now, when you draft a kid like that where you believe he's going to be a run producer, well, you give him a chance, you want to see him produce runs, and that's what he's doing. And you notice how Brandon Hyde has slowly moved him up towards the middle of that lineup, 3rd or 4th, because he has confidence right now. He has shown that he can hit the big league pitching, and the more confidence he has, the more consistency he's going with. And Rio Ruiz right now is on a tear as well. Now, going into the stretch, he's hit 9 in a row, but his batting average was really below the Mendoza line before that. And all of a sudden now he's on a 9-game hitting streak. He has 8 home runs at 24 guy off home run tonight. And when you have a player like Rio who is a former high draft pick of the Astros when, what was that guy's name? Mike Elias ran that draft for the Astros, picked them up on a waiver claim from Houston, and now all of a sudden he's another building block trying to show he's the guy for third base for the immediate future. You really like to see these guys doing that. And again, the excitement of what they're doing with the Yankees losing again tonight to Toronto, and the Yankees have lost, 5 in a row and 15 out of 20. Orioles are a half game out of a playoff spot. You know, we talk about the 1989, why not Orioles? Why not in this strange baseball season with this virus in only 60 games? Why not push for a playoff spot and be rewarded for what you've been doing as individuals that has all come together as the team? And I'll tell you what, if the starting pitching overall continues to do what it's doing as it has the past several games, and all young guys, by the way, Aiken and Kramer, and now John Means, who you expect to be the ace, this is going to be an interesting couple of weeks, because now that they're right there in it, it's up to them to just keep going out and playing well. And they have a good week going here. They're going to get tired of the hotel room in New York City. I've done that trip before where you've been there for an entire week, and by the last night of room service, you want to get home. But 2 games with the Mets and then 4 against the Yankees. By Sunday, we might be talking about a very, very interesting final couple of weeks.
Absolutely. Very interesting indeed, as the Orioles just keep battling back and winning these games. They won their 4th straight today. They are just 1 game under 500. Jim Hunter, thanks so much for hopping on to break down this 11-2 win over the Mets.
You know what, Paul? I would not miss John Means night. Thanks again for having me.